Hey everybody, what's up? Fred McKinnon here with eComCatalyst. Should I resell other people's products and be a reseller? Or should I create my own brand, my own products and be a private label seller? Get asked that question a lot. And man, it's a debate for the ages. We're gonna talk about it right now in this video. First, I wanna reintroduce myself, Fred McKinnon. I'm the founder, I'm the creator of eComCatalyst, formerly known as e-businessonline. We've just gone through an agency rebrand. Our new name is eComCatalyst. You can find us at eComCatalyst.com. There you can see a full list of services that we provide. I've been in the game for over 20 years as an Amazon seller. I continue to sell several brands on Amazon. And guess what? I also do some reselling on Amazon. I also do some drop shipping on Shopify. So I do a lot of that. I always say, I've got 20 plus years of experience and over $100 million of revenue, either through my seller accounts or managed through our clients' accounts. So I've seen a thing or two. When it comes to this discussion, it's one that I really love. Now, I want to jump into how this all came about. So I'm on Twitter the other day. Yes, Elon, I still call it Twitter, right? We'll say X. I was on X and I ran into a tweet from my good friend, John Elder. Now, John's a great guy. He's a tremendous advisor, a tremendous consultant. He has an incredible email list, Amazon insiders that you could check out. We'll have links to all that here in the video show notes. But I saw his tweet and it really got me fired up when I saw that, okay? Now, you can find him on Twitter, X, at Black Label and then ADVSR, like Black Label Advisor, but take the vowels out of there. Black Label ADVSR. So you can see it here on my screen. You want to follow this guy, John Elder, Amazon Growth Private Label. His profile says helping Amazon brands launch, scale, and exit for millions through strategic consulting and so forth, okay? John and I have not had the privilege of meeting in person, but we network a lot through X and on LinkedIn, which is a great opportunity to meet some amazing people in the e-commerce space. I'll drop my profiles in the show notes. You want to follow the banter that we have there. But I saw this tweet, right? I saw it here from John Elder, and it said, I don't know who needs to hear this, but why would you settle for being a reseller on Amazon? Now, I'm putting my own inflection here. John's not necessarily saying it like that, right? But why would you settle for being a reseller on Amazon? You're a glorified garage sale. Build a legendary brand with exit potential. And I immediately responded, as you can see, F. McKinnon, ooh, great question. I'm going to answer this on one of my YouTube videos, but I think it can be valid reasons. And John pushes right back and say it was more of a statement. He goes, I'm not even asking the question. I'm making a statement. You're a glorified garage seller. Why would you even want to be a reseller when you can build your own private label brand that is something that you can exit with, have an asset? Great question, John. And as promised, I'm going to walk through several reasons I think people should and could be resellers and why it could be a path. Now, the first one, and it's probably one of the most obvious of all, is the fact that to start a private label brand, in most cases, you need a pretty good bit of capital. You got to have some money. It takes money to create products, to come up with designs, to order samples, to have manufacturing done. Sometimes there's molds that have to be made. Those aren't cheap. A good bit of money usually is involved in this process. And then when you're manufacturing your own product, it's not like that, you're just going to make 20 of them and sell them, right? You're committing yourself to inventory. You're committing yourself. So my number one reason why sometimes it's better to be a reseller than a private label person is because of the capital investment. Not everyone has the capital to go all in and create a brand, create a private label. It's not cheap, okay? So that's my first reason, all right? My second reason, easy access to products. Again, when you're creating a private label brand, the whole thing is married around products. You have to have products, and not usually just one product. You need a product and then another product and companion products and more products, and it takes a while to get that. So even if you're going to launch your own brand, once you start that process, you get samples. And like I said earlier when we were talking about capital, you get molds, you check the molds. There might be a few iterations of how to do that. Then you have to product manufacture. If you're doing it overseas, you got to get it from overseas back over here. And depending on what's going on in the world, that can be really, really, really expensive. Now, I just got a 40-foot HC, which stands for high capacity. I just got a 40-foot HC container from China to the United States for just a few $1,000, right? But people now are saying that it's $9,000, $10,000 to do that. During COVID, it was up to $25,000 per container to get products over here, all right? That takes time. It takes enormous energy and effort. If you're manufacturing within the United States, then that gets way easier, but then it's usually more expensive. But if you're reselling, you usually have access to products right away, all right? So I could go into a store. This is known as retail arbitrage. I can go into a store and I can find products in a retail store at a price that for whatever reason, that same product sells for a lot more on Amazon. And sometimes it's as much as 20, 30, 40% profit margin, okay? Not always, but sometimes you can go over 40, 50% profit margin, okay? You can buy that in a store, send it to Amazon, flip it for the difference. That's called arbitrage. It's, in this example, retail arbitrage. Now, personally, I don't do a lot of retail arbitrage, but I do wholesale. What that means is I have relationships with dozens of distributors, and I have software that helps me go through a distributor's feed and identify opportunities where I can buy wholesale and then send it into Amazon or to Walmart or wherever and resell it at profit. I've got things in my warehouse right now that I just got from a large distributor in Pennsylvania. Man, there's some like blood pressure pumps. There's some cordless telephones. People actually still have landlines. And there's some laptop luggage bags. All right. That's 3 different types of products that literally right now in my warehouse are being prepped to be sent to Amazon, where I bought it wholesale from a distributor and I'm just reselling it. Okay. I'm going to get margin. I had those products in 2 days. 1 day, actually. My distributor, they have a warehouse in Pennsylvania. And if I order from that warehouse, I get it in 2 days. They also have an Atlanta, Georgia warehouse. If I order it from them and it happens to be in the Atlanta, Georgia warehouse, I get it the very next day because I'm in Georgia. All right. So I had quick, easy access to brand name products right away. Whether you're going in a store doing retail arbitrage, whether you're doing online arbitrage, which is where you buy them in an online store, that's your source. Or in my case, where I'm going to distributors or I'm going to liquidators or I'm going somewhere where I can buy physical product quickly and I don't have to buy $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, $50,000 worth. I can just buy $1,000 worth. Like the items that I just mentioned, I bought about $2,000 worth of these and I'm gonna flip them very fast on Amazon for about 30, 35% margin. Easy peasy, right? So a private labeler has a lot of effort and work to go through in order just to get their product to begin with. And they have to get a lot of product, which ties into capital, all right? But when I'm reselling, I'm not that leveraged out on inventory. I don't have to do that. And I have easy access to these products. So that's another reason why I like reselling as an advantage over private labeling. All right. Now, here's another big one right now, especially today in Amazon, where it is a major pay to play marketplace. All of the above the fold positions in Amazon search are sponsored positions, meaning people are having to spend money on ads to get there. When you're launching your own private label brands, your own private label, your brand products, people don't know who you are yet. And even when they do, you have to build up a fan base of your brand and you have to build up your products. And that requires PPC, pay per click advertising. Many times, a lot. With the clients that we manage, we typically are doing anywhere from 10 to 20% of their gross sales in PPC. 20% on the high end if we're really trying to gain market share. All right. But if I'm reselling some national brand like Nike shoes, or I'm reselling Sony headphones, then I don't have to spend PPC on that. People are searching for it. People are searching for that specific product all day long and finding it and buying it on Amazon. Hundreds, thousands of them sold per month. So I just jump on that listing as a reseller, boom, made my money. Now, John, if you want to call that a glorified garage sale, I'm all about it. That's right. You are correct. In some ways, you could say that. All right. But for some people, that's just an easy way to make money. All right. I like the fact that I don't have to spend on PPC. Now, finally, the last one, and this applies to me specifically. And before I go any further, I want to say 2 things. Number 1, I am not against private labeling. So this video, I'm pitching it that way, like I'll be a reseller, not a private labeler. I'm all about private label. I have several private label brands of my own. Okay. So I'm all about it. I'm just telling you some of the reasons you would be a reseller in addition to be a private label labeler. Or maybe you're just trying to scale up and make some extra money to put your kids through college. Maybe you have a side hustle. Maybe you're just doing this to make an extra couple of $1,000 a month to help pay some bills, okay? Reselling is great for that. Absolutely great. And I've got no game in this because for the most part, as an agency here at eComCatalyst, we don't work with resellers. So we might do one-on-one consulting with you if you come and you want to meet with us and get some strategy about how to be a reseller, where to find products and things like that. You can pay us for our time and we'll jump on a call with you for an hour or a half hour and work through that. But our retainer, full service clients are brand owners with private label products. So I'm all about private label. Number two, I also like to just pause right in the middle of the video and say, if you're into this so far, I really would appreciate you subscribing, all right? We're trying to grow this channel and you subscribing to this video right now. So just hit the subscribe button right down there, hit it right down there, hit the little bell icon to be notified. And now that we've got that out of the way, we can move on, okay? Jump right back in. Here's the last reason that I think reselling is good over private labeling. Not everyone has the skill set. I will even go so far to say the gift, the strength to create private label. I struggle with it, okay? Because in my mind, when you create a brand, a private label brand, whether it's you or it's someone on your team, you need someone with strengths like ideation, creativity, all right? If you're familiar with the Strength Finders test, for example, I just suck when it comes to ideation. I don't come up with product ideas. And even in my own private label brands, they've been somewhat stagnated for that very reason because I'm not coming up with product ideas. And all of this was way easier, like 4 years ago, where you could say, all right, laptop bag, and you could go to Alibaba and you could get a generic black laptop padded bag and you could put your new brand logo on it that you just got a trademark for and you could list it and boom, you could have a brand just like that. So back in those days, it was really easy, but listen, those days are long gone. We call those Me Too products, where you just pick a product everybody else is selling and slap your logo on it. Oh, now I'm a private labeler. Now I have a brand. I'm going to exit. It doesn't work like that anymore. That ship has sailed. Those days are gone. So if you're not the type that has those strengths, ideation, creativity, then it's going to be harder for you to create a private label brand and to scale, sell, and exit that brand. Now, unless you have help. Now, someone like John, even us at eComCatalyst, we have people that can help you with strategic growth, people that can help you with ideations. Definitely not me. I'm more of an execution guy, but that is something that you have to have. Now, to go back to what John said originally in his tweet, we'll just go back there on the screenshot. He said, build a legendary brand with exit potential. And with that comment, I shout a hearty amen. All right. So much truth there. If you can build private label brand, if you have a product that meets people's needs, that solves issues, that solves problems, and something that you can protect, and a brand that you can build, then that's amazing. And that is so incredibly rewarding because you have a customer base and a fan base. And, before you know it, you've got a real asset there. Trademarks, brand names, products, inventory that can be sold, sometimes sold for crazy multiples on the profit. So lots of people that we've seen that we have managed in our consulting agency here that have scale to sell have exited their brand for millions of dollars. So it's very, very possible to do that. That's the biggest strength of private labeling. And, jump in on what John's saying. Follow him on X, follow him on LinkedIn, subscribe to his Amazon Insiders newsletter. Got links to it in our show. Fantastic content that can help you there. But, come on, John, man, you pitched it like we're all just running a glorified garage sale. And why would anybody stoop to that lowly place of being a reseller? Well, hopefully I've given you some reasons why, because private labeling, it ain't for everybody, and neither is reselling, but hopefully you got a few reasons why. Number one, it takes a lot of capital, private label. Number two, if you're reselling, you got quick, easy access to a lot of products. Number three, you don't typically have to spend money on advertising for those products. And number four, not everybody has the skill set or the team or the consultant base around them for ideation and creating a stream of profitable products. Hey, that's my take on it. I hope you like it. John, man, I hope you're going to fire back with a hearty amen yourself. All right. Hey, as I close again, I know I mentioned it in the middle of the video, but if this content's valuable to you, it's valuable to us and to me personally if you'll subscribe to our channel. So I'd be super grateful. Hit the subscribe button. And some other things we're doing now that's kind of new. Back in the day when we were e-businessonline, all the way back in like 2018, I had a podcast. I have since resurrected that podcast, refreshed the RSS feed. And when we put out a YouTube video like this, we're taking the audio and then we're putting that audio into the podcast. So you can watch our videos, and that's the best way to consume the content. But if you're just driving and you're not looking at a video, you can also subscribe to the eComCatalyst podcast. We post it on our blog as well. Check out all of those resources at eComCatalyst.com. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for watching. Look forward to hearing from you soon.